Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links that things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout. Back from the break for part 2 today on the Power Move, talking about grit. I am, of course, your host, John Gafford. With me, as always, Colt Cheese Grits Amidan. Cheese Grits Amidan. I can't say the whole word. It's terrible. I should have said rice cake Amidan. There we go. And the counselor, Chris Connell, back with us. This is the moment of the show when every week I make my shameful pandering for, if you haven't done it so far, if you're whatever you're listening to us on, give us a little like, give us a little 5-star review. If you're watching us on the YouTube, give us a little like and follow. If you like what we do, there you go. That's my little pander. It's all I ask that we do this. And today we're talking about a book. We just gave Colt a psychological test. If you missed that in part 1, you'll probably want to go and check that out. But we're talking about the book Grit by Angela Duckworth, because, man, this really is the key to your success. If you don't have this in what you're doing, I don't think you're going to succeed. I think you're going to fail across the board. I think there's luck involved. But I mean, I don't think long-term success can be had without this. I just don't think so. So
I think science would agree with you.
Yeah, I think science would agree with me. But this is one of the things that I thought was really interesting about this book. And we're going to pick this back up because I thought this was super interesting when I read this, which is people with grit do not persevere in tasks that they hate. Rather, part of cultivating determination is identifying areas of interest and focusing on them. To increase resilience and willingness to persevere, people should prioritize those tasks that encourage their passions. Grit is as much about quitting the wrong things as it is about sticking with the right ones.
Great
and
point.
I
totally agree.
That's
why Colt's so gritty.
Now, I want to break this down because I think there's a lot of different layers to that thought process. There's a lot of different layers. So the first one I'm going to say is, there's an old saying by the Nature Boy, by Ric Flair. If you don't like it, you better learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. Now, we don't always get to pick things in our life, things in our job, going to the gym. We don't always get to pick things that we love to do. It's not how it works. But I think what it is you need to, and we've talked about this before, when you do goal setting, when you do projections, when you do these things, is attach those tasks that you genuinely despise to results and outcomes that you genuinely desire. I think that's where it talks about finding those in your passion. I don't think it necessarily means like, oh, I don't like doing push-ups, so I'm just going to be flabby.
Yeah. No,
I don't think that's
I think that is a good point. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, by the way, with the Nature Boy shout out.
Oh, dude, Scott Hall. The bad, you know what?
What was it? Razor Ramon.
What was it? Dreams come, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Yeah, Scott Hall, epic WWE bad guy, passed away. Yeah, a little tear on that one, dude. He was awesome. He was awesome.
So anyway, not to distract, you just threw out a Nature Boy quote, so I had to.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, man.
I had to do a razor's edge on that one.
Anytime.
I think you need a love. I do think you need a love to go through, right? You're not going to get gritty on something you don't like.
But John's point, right?
It could be something maybe you don't love like that guy doing the ultra marathon. He doesn't love running and all that. What he loves is the conquering,
sense of
the accomplishment.
I don't know. I think if you ask Jesse, do you love running? I think he would say, I do actually love
running. He loves the endorphins. Probably runner's high.
Loves the endorphins,
but probably not that long.
Not that long.
But to your point, you're talking about 1,000 cold calls will get me $10,000.
Yes.
It's $10 a cold call.
Yeah. I mean, I think again with that, I think, it's easy to say grit is as much about quitting the wrong things as it is about sticking the right ones. I think if you hate basketball, don't go play basketball.
Yeah. Sure.
I think you're.
Short.
I think quit that. I think there's no reason to get good at an extracurricular activity.
Well, and it takes away from what you want. Like I hated baseball, but I was actually pretty good pitcher and everything. I just told my dad,
Olympic good.
I probably could have. Yeah. I told my dad, I go, I didn't make the team. He's like, the fuck you didn't. Stop lying to me. I'm like, just didn't make the team, and I didn't go to tryouts. Then I was able to focus on football, and I got really good at what I wanted. So I think you got to get this stuff out of your life that you don't like.
No, I saw your yearbook from high school. It said you played left out. Is that true?
Did. Yeah. Left bench, left out.
There's everything. There's a lot of stuff I hate about jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
But the things you like about it overcome, and the fact that no, seriously, like you go and you're always getting injured. You're always getting banged up. So it's extracurricular.
Yeah.
but there's something in it. It's not like
two
all
guys
hatred.
wrestling.
If anything, it's all hatred.
So,
But don't quit just because it's difficult.
so it's like
if you want.
So it's like America. There's a lot of things about America you hate,
love
but
it.
yet you push through and stay here.
See, the best part
That's how it
about
works.
America is that you can. I'm dead serious. My favorite part of America, and I said this during the Iraq War, when I was talking about whatever. You can talk shit about America. I can get up there and burn a flag, and that is what people don't understand. What's great about
Not
America.
get killed.
See,
Yeah, I'm not going to
Get
the
killed. Like
government.
that's true.
the girl
Putin.
on the Russian TV, like she'll be disappeared.
She'll be
for a
dead.
while.
So they'll send over people to her house because she talks shit about Russia. Here, you'll talk shit about the United States and get a syndicated television program and be totally safe your entire
Is
life.
that what you're trying to do? You trying
No,
to get a TV
I'm not
program
talking shit
without
about
us?
America. I'm pointing
And
out
he
trying to
is.
get
He's gonna
program.
leave us for MSNBC. That's
Yeah,
exactly what he's
that
doing.
fucking
You look
shit.
good on this. You look good on
the
CNN.
beauty of America is that I don't have to share that guy's opinions, and she doesn't have to share my opinions. And you have a right to go out there and be free from government tyranny, right? So talk shit about it sometimes. Exercise your rights. If you don't like it, people that think that licking the boot or saying, "Oh, all this is that," really don't understand what soldiers are fighting for. What a flag means. Freedom is that, right? I'm not free within your parameters. I'm free to say, fuck the United States government, right?
Oh Jesus! The
Hold
thoughts
on.
and feelings of Chris Connell do not reflect those of the power move.
And then you're free to say, you're a fucking idiot for thinking that.
There you go.
What's the worst state in
that's freedom.
What's the
Best-
worst state
okay.
in America, Chris?
Worst state in America is obviously New Jersey. The Garden
You
State
think so?
if you're growing smokestacks, yeah.
I don't know about New Jersey.
That's a tough call. That's a tough call.
No, worst state is probably like Alabama,
No, gorgeous,
Yeah, you
Gorgeous.
can't go
Have you ever
against
been there?
Alabama.
gorgeous.
Mississippi.
Maybe
Gor-
like
I mean,
Kansas.
still, again, you've got like
Nebraska, Wyoming.
No,
Wyoming's
again,
got
gorgeous.
gorgeous
And
weather.
here's the thing. Okay, what are we talking? Okay, worst state by what?
Just everything.
Yeah, by
By
what?
humans or by how it looks?
Okay,
or
humans.
By weather,
By
or-
Humans easily. I'm not going to say. I'll get it wrong.
By weather.
We might.
North
No, it's not do
Dakota.
humans because we
North
can have
Dakota.
weather.
By weather.
Yeah, weather's brutal. North Dakota be brutal.
That's where I moved from.
Oh, jeepers.
You lived in
jeepers.
North Dakota.
Basically, I lived in
All
Saskatchewan.
right, can we get back to what we're talking about? Jesus, you guys, that was like a
Sorry.
cult
Look how
moment.
gritty John is.
I was,
Straight back to
no,
history.
I was
Straight
about
back
to start.
to
We're talking about
message.
American stuff. I was about to start talking
America.
about corn dogs. I mean, it's like I was
Oh
really slipping
God,
off.
there is a good corn dog place on in Chinatown.
Yep.
Oh my
we
God,
go.
they got you know what? The corn dogs suck, but do you know what are amazing? Cheese sticks. The cheese melted. Oh my God, corn dogs awful. No one likes corn dogs, but the cheddar cheese.
Wait, nobody likes corn dogs?
No, but have you
I'm
had
a
the cheddar cheese?
Have you had a
Oh.
Disneyland corn dog? I'm
No.
an aficionado. That is, oh my God.
You know what? Disneyland, I only go and
They
have
got
the
a hot
churros.
link corn dog at Disneyland. That is
Now,
next level.
Have you had the cheddar cheese?
Smoky cheddar, like a.
No, just cheese that's fried?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Wait, you've
I
never
know.
done that?
No.
Holy shit, we got
Because
something
look,
to do tonight.
no,
we are going to.
No, I'm not super healthy, but I'm also not trying to deliberately
Oh,
kill myself
have you
with my
had it?
food.
Like Jim Gaffigan goes,
Cheese on a
I got
stick?
kids.
Have you ever had it, Chris?
No.
What?
Cheese on a stick.
Oh,
What are
my
you talking
God.
about?
Yeah.
I've had matzo sticks. I assume it's relative.
No,
Yeah,
tomorrow
that's
tomorrow for lunch, you guys get one bad.
that is not
bite.
lunch.
No,
is
we.
not lunch.
Oh my God,
I
I'm
Bring a
wake up in the morning
defibrillator.
every day going, how can I live longer, Colt?
so disappointed in you guys
Oh,
right
not
now.
how we do it. Oh,
All right.
terrible.
Gritty.
But back to being gritty. So
This is going to be one of those episodes that get chopped up for the wisdom.
it is chopped up. I feel so sorry for my guy that cuts this up and posts it on Instagram. And
He's
YouTube.
gonna be like, I
He's
can't.
gonna be like, bro, this
I can't
is all
use
over
any
the
of
place.
this.
Yeah, none of this.
Cheese
No, there's
sticks
literally
are
going to be. It's
amazing.
going to be hilarious. There's going to be and I'm gonna,
Sedition. It's
I'm just
literally
gonna-
sedition.
No. There's going to be a whole clip on Instagram that says why corn dogs are good, and people that follow me can be like, unfollow. Like this has officially jumped
They
the shark.
aren't.
It's
Just
officially
saying.
jumped the shark.
We
It's
got a
done.
new venture to go after Cabo.
Oh,
we'll let the
man.
beach, your
Yeah,
beach bodies
we will let
go
the
back.
our beach bodies do it. So the next thing I'll talk about is this. All right, ready? And I thought this was very interesting and very true, and people don't understand this. What do you think it takes? Colt will ask you. What do you think it takes to get better at something? What do you think it takes
Get better?
to get better at something? What's it take?
Practice?
Practice, but more to the point. Is there you want to expound on that or what?
I guess it would just be depending on what you're doing, but I just think practice and experience is.
Proper practice.
All right. When's the last
Proper
time you saw a
practice.
kid practice something by themselves?
I see my kid do it all the time with drums and
Okay.
stuff. But
All right.
yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your kid and the drums. All right. When he sits
But
down at the
he-
drums, what does he
loves
do?
it.
To walk me through this. What's he doing? Tell me about his practicing the drums.
Let's I don't know because
got his YouTube up.
No, yeah, let's go guitar because drums I get mad at him because they're too loud. But yeah, he's got YouTube. He's learning like proper. He's self-taught. He's teaching himself, and he's just out there practicing where to put your fingers, how to hold them, that kind of stuff. And
skills.
Then,
it's the same, but it's skills. the same stuff over and over delivered. Okay. You know, when my son, when I come home and he's practicing lacrosse out front, we have, you know, when you practice lacrosse, which is his sport, you got a repeater, which basically just is like a net. You throw the ball in and it comes right back, right? And then we have a goal that you can shoot. And when I catch him doing this all the time because he's practicing, but he's not deliberately practicing. What I mean is there's no thought to any of it. It's mindless practice. It's throwing the ball against the net and catching the ball without thinking about what he's doing. There's no thought to where his hands are on the stick. There's no thought to placement of where it is. There's no thought to the release point of where the ball is leaving the stick. There's no thought to, and so I've got to go out there and say, listen, you got to, every rep, you got to think about what you're doing because that's how you get better. You deliberately think about what you're doing. When you're shooting goals by yourself and throwing the ball into the net, you're not just thinking about throwing it into the net. You got to think about where in the net it's landing. You got to think about the angles. You got to think about what you're doing, and every single rep has got to get better. When I go out there and I practice with him, it's like, okay, look, I'm not worried about, because he plays attack a lot in lacrosse, which is at the top of the crease, which means he gets a lot of balls, and then you spin and you go to the net. And for me, it's like when he gets the ball, bang him with a pad because he's going to get hit by another kid with a stick. And then I'm more concerned about where his hips are than where the ball, the stick, and where the shot goes.
You're 100% right.
You know, I'm looking at his footwork. I'm looking at where his feet go. I'm looking at where his hips are. And that's the stuff that we're going over. It's that deliberate stuff of every little rep. When those guys are, you know, like you talked about the guy that shot 1,000 free throws after missing that night. He was more worried about where his elbow was and the hand and how the ball released from his finger and all of those things. And every single one of those reps, they were concentrating not just on the hoop, but on body control with each and every one. Every elite athlete concentrates on body control through every rep that they ever do. Because
perfecting the rep.
Yeah, because if you're not perfecting the rep, if you're not really focused on what you're doing, you're not getting any better. Now, if you're listening to this and you're in sales, which hopefully a lot of you guys are, because that's where the money is, let's face it, not being a commie-hating attorney like counselor over there, commie-loving attorney. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but no, if you're in sales, you're right,
how do you, a commie hater.
Well, there you go. How do you perfect the reps? You know,
I hate commies. I'm on record right now.
That insult got away. That insult got away from me. It got away from me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But how do you perfect the reps is the question, and the perfection of the reps is the most important thing you can do if you're a salesperson is record your calls. You always hear it every time somebody calls you, this call will be recorded for assurance, for training purposes, right? And it's probably just the company records all the calls and maybe somebody goes back and listens to it. Maybe they don't. If you are in sales, you should be going back and listening to your own calls. Don't wait for anybody else and listen and think about it. I mean, when you get off a call, if it's just like a hello and they're like, oh, whatever, and hang up on you and you go off, I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about when you have a call that goes on for, call it 10, 15 minutes, and it's a good call where you're qualifying, you're finding out how you can help them, you're finding out what problems you can solve for that person. When you get to a point in that call that maybe it falls apart, stop and break that down in your head and say, what could I have done differently there? And really think about it and analyze it. And break it down, because those are reps, man. I mean, they're game reps. There's practice reps. If you are a salesperson, a practice rep would be script reading. Sure, man, you got to go over scripts with people and use that.
You've got to treat it just like sports. Like when I got out of playing football, I just turned down some scholarships. I'm like, I'm done. My dad's like, go figure out what you're going to do. And I ended up in sales. And my dad goes, you need to treat this like you treated football. You need to practice.
Did Hooters University give you a scholarship?
That's you.
That was me. I'm saying.
I
don't think you were good enough. I don't think you were good enough to get a scholarship to Hooters University.
That's the real you.
Look, the real you. Oh, you should have had that on his camera. But my dad goes, you need to treat that. You need to treat your next step like you treated football, right? Like watch game film. You need to watch what you've done. I mean, when you leave a meeting, you should really sit back and say what went wrong and what went
right.
Right.
What was good about that?
You know what else that promotes?
What's that?
Self-awareness.
Oh yeah.
I mean in a very general sense, right? People a lot of times aren't self-critical because it hurts. It sucks to look at yourself in a light that's not flattering.
Of course. Well, ego is the enemy, buddy. Yeah. Ego is the enemy.
I would argue that you got to be a gritty person to go, no, I want to get in these trenches and clean up my gutters of myself.
And you should. I just had a meeting a couple of weeks ago. I walked out there. I'm like, Jesus, I was a fucking jackass. Like because I didn't read them right, and then I'm like, I was talking too much. It was, haven't had one of those for a long time, but that sat there and bothered me. I mean,
yeah, but we try to go into these calls. We try to go into those situations. I think everybody has a situation. I don't think that's unique to you. I mean, even don't self-aware. Well, I mean, even Saturday, I'm trying to get better about self-validation in situations where I feel the need to validate myself.
Right. That's exactly what I did.
There's no reason to do it. And every time I do it, the second I'm done with it, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing that for? Like, why did I feel the need to, I mean, and sometimes some stuff comes up in conversation, but the other times you just like find yourself like looking for places to drop stuff in. And it's so painfully apparent when you do it. It's painful, and then you're like, 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, why did I do that? I didn't need to validate myself.
I thought of you the other day, John. I actually hold on. It's kind of funny because we had talked about this before on the show about walking around trying to find people to show your Egypt pictures to.
I showed my Egypt. I showed it.
I literally met totally randomly with the guy who owns the Ramses II exhibit. He's in Cairo.
Oh my God.
30 times, all the time.
Well, you have to show him though.
He literally, if you go in the Cairo museum, the pictures of the artifacts of Tutankhamun that aren't there is because he has them. And I said,
where'd you meet this guy at first?
I think it's appropriate for me to
bring appropriate
pictures. And we started chatting about it. The guy was really awesome. He goes, let me send you a couple things. I got a couple things for you if you're really interested in this stuff.
Absolutely.
I want to put together a care package for you. Because that was the time where you use your life experiences to have genuine connection with people.
Yes.
So I kind of had a flashback before I grabbed my phone to show him. I'm like, I remember
that's appropriate.
I remember
such a fine
thinking
line,
like,
right?
it is a fine line.
It is a fine line.
Why are you doing this?
I think that's completely appropriate.
Yeah, it was kind of fun because I thought about that conversation.
Well, I like even the conversation I had with the guys at Rocket from Saturday. It's like, look, I'm at that dinner because we're the #1 mortgage broker in Nevada. We're booming everywhere we go, and we're opening all across the country. And they didn't reach my name into a hat, pull it out, take us to dinner. That wasn't the point, right? There was no reason to validate. And then it's like, you're trying to find some common ground. It's like, where you from? And there's like, they all live in Detroit because that's where they're based. And I'm like, oh, I used to live there. Oh, what'd you do there? And then we talk about, Hooters, which isn't a flex, but it's, a table full of guys. It's a fun flex, I guess. And then that goes, and then you're talking about some other stuff and this and that, and then
boom, fuck you, Egypt.
No. Egypt came up from Fawaz, who's from North Africa, and I was like, I've been in North Africa again.
Oh, where?
Again, and then that came up, so that was cool. And then as we were leaving, the main dude asked me how I got to Vegas, real quick. And I was like, this and that and blah, blah. And, one of my buddies, the guy that I was on The Apprentice with, his parents were already out here. And he's like, wait a second, you on The Apprentice? And I didn't even, that was part of the story, but it came.
Part of your fabric too.
Yeah, but here's the thing, but it came off like flex. And it was like, as soon as I said it, I was like, why, I'm used to telling that in the context of that story.
Yeah, but there's also a thing about you can't hold back too much either because because here's the thing. If you spend your life trying to do flavorful things, why are you trying to serve people water? It's like if you earn a bit of flavor in your life, you should be proud of it.
Well, he just looked at me and said, "Man, you've done a lot of stuff," and I'm like, "Well, you only get one spin."
YOLO.
That's it. You get one spin. So here's the deal. If you've ever been around a bunch of people and you've said too much about yourself, trying to maybe feel like you need to do it to validate your existence, don't feel alone, because I do it all the time, and I feel like a jackass every time I do it. If I've done it to you, I am deeply sorry.
And if you're self-aware, take a moment and ask them genuine questions about themselves.
Exactly.
To rebalance the conversation.
I gotta my son, holy crapatola. I'm gonna give him like 5 gold stars because my son's communication skills, he's very bright, he's a great kid, have been challenging for us lately. He talks at us. He doesn't talk with us until finally it was like,
son does the same thing.
It's like, bro, when's the last time you asked somebody how their day was? Mm-hmm. How was work? How was this? It was every day you walk in, how was school? How was this? It's all about you. And then he comes down and it's like being on a quiz show where he'll come down because he's very into stats and figures he's probably going to wind up being a handicapper one day because he'll walk down and say something like, hey, Dad, do you know what team in the NFL, it's like a quiz show. Do you know what team in the NFL in 1981 did X? And you're like, no. And they'll be like, oh, the Buffalo Bills. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be on your quiz show, right? I have no interest. If you have something that you want to talk about, pitch it as, hey, do you want to hear something cool? Hey, do you want to hear a fun fact? Whatever. That way, yes, I do. And you can just tell me the fun fact without me feeling dumb in getting it.
You want to know what the five finger said to the face?
Smack is what it was. No, I agree. And dude, so we put him on How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Mm-hmm. And he's every day I come home, how was work today? What interesting thing happened at work today?
Smart. That's good. That's
and he's because dude, he is a creature of study, and he's a creature. All of his coaches always say he's super coachable and super easy. So that's been good there.
Can we talk about? You said 5-star. Why is it 4-star, 5-star? What's
recruiting?
No, I get that. Why can we not have a scale that's just the same?
What do you mean?
But come on, the athletes.
You get on you get on Amazon, and it's like 4-star or 5-star review. And can we just not have
a hash in the
number. You're saying like why do some companies have a
4 and why is it 5? Is that not stupid?
I don't. You know what?
Hate that.
This is why you should run for office, Colt. Right here. This is the platform.
You're talking about countries have meters, feet, stones, pounds, kilograms.
No.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you hear what passed the House today?
What, that everybody else should go to freaking
Imperial? No. They're trying to make daylight saving times permanent.
Oh, God.
Wouldn't that be
so
lovely?
amazing?
Where it doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah. No, where it doesn't change.
Yes. Why would it change?
I don't know.
Because
it makes no sense. No, it's not the farmers.
No, it's totally obnoxious. It kills productivity for no reason. There's no benefit. Hey, let's put the darkness after you get off work and maybe could have enjoyed an hour of sunlight.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense.
Bury it in the morning.
Yeah,
when everybody's still sleeping.
Yeah, no, they're trying to. They're trying. It passed the House today. Hopefully, it'll pass.
I violently hate that.
Seriously, if that gets shut down, vote them all out. That is my vote.
That
should be a unanimous vote.
Yeah. Those are the issues that matter to me. Congress doesn't set the price of gas, but they do control daylight savings time.
Exactly.
There should be.
If you take note, people, whoever votes no against that seriously needs to be out.
I'm coming after them.
And Halloween should be changed.
What? Why?
To the end, to the last Saturday of the month.
No.
Yes, Halloween should be changed.
But it doesn't matter here because we have Nevada Day. It doesn't matter. We get a holiday.
But still.
We do get a day off before.
We get a day off,
but
Nevada
it should.
Day. Doesn't matter.
It just should. It should be every Saturday.
I think Nevada knew better. They were on to what you're spitting.
Listen, no. Here's the thing. Here's the answer. The answer is, it's either Halloween's for little kids, which they should be home by 8:30, 8:45 anyway, or for
sexy
chicks that want to chicks that want to dress like whores and go to the all night parties of the clubs, and they don't care about work the next day anyway. So there you go.
Probably don't work till 5 p.m. anyway.
They don't. Yeah, exactly.
You guys not drink when you give out candy?
Of course,
turn in party.
Oh, by the way, the real VIPs. This is almost a Colt thing. I'm almost stealing some thunder. Nice. The real VIPs are the parents that sit outside with coolers and hand out truths.
I do that. We do that. We do that.
VIP.
We hand out. We don't do candy. We do
very important parents.
We do LED blinky things. I mean, we're all in. I mean, we do it. Anyway, back to grit. Thanks, Colt. I don't even know if that was you, but I'm going with you. Thanks a lot, Colt.
4 stars. We just need to keep it freaking all 5
So this, shockingly enough, it says gritty people feel they have control over their fate and hard work can change their outcomes. Again, it always
that's a type A personality.
It's like everything winds back at classic stoicism. It really does. If you are a person that feels the world is happening to you instead of you are happening to the world, I'm telling you right now, in all aspects of your life, that is where it starts.
It's about locus of control. So, you ever heard people say that's a type A personality, type B?
Yep.
What that is actually saying, where is your locus of control? Mm-hmm. If the locus of control is internal, you're type A. Because you feel like you can affect the world. So.
My kid's really in church going with my wife. Me, not so much, but he always comes home like, well, God wants it. No. God wants it if you want it.
God put you on the planet.
You the ability with all your limbs, with the ability to talk, with a working mind. That's all God did for you.
There's a million people. I mean, there's a million people in harm's way in the Ukraine right now. I don't think God cares if you can do a paradiddle on a drum set. I think he's fine. I don't think he cares.
Good call, John. We're going to bring it back full circle.
Yeah, right to the prayer. So there it is. I don't think he cares. And that's it. No, but they interviewed a guy on here that we're talking about, a guy named Tony Krupika, who was an ultra marathoner, meaning he runs those races that are 100 miles plus. And he said, you have to have optimism that you can persevere and have some control too. He told Deadspin, he said, you have the choice to be tough and not get down on yourself and just hang on because it will turn around eventually. These guys that run those ultra marathons, a friend of mine here in town named Tony Grappo He owned all the Outbacks here in town for a long time, sold that, and then owned some other stuff here. But Tony is a guy, Tony's in his 60s, I want to say, and he still runs these like ultra marathons. And I asked him one time, I'm like, how? They're
just built different.
And he goes, well, you go through, you start running, and then you hit a point where, your endurance starts to give out. He goes, and then that changes into pain. And he goes, if you just get through the pain, eventually you're just going to go numb. And then you just have to just get in the zone and you just do it. You just have to push through. But he goes, if you can just push through the point of the pain, you're good. But it's all.
I think that's also the recipe for how to become a serial killer. So.
Probably, I don't know, Colt.
We should do it. Oh my God, I'm going fine for next week. That's going to be our thing next week.
You know, I want to have on, and I'm gonna call him tomorrow.
You say David Ramirez.
We need to have on the podcast. I think I'm going. You know what? I made a decision. We are gonna have. I'm gonna get in because I know he'll bring him in. I'm gonna get Joey's brother.
Yep.
We need Joey's brother. Awesome. For those of you who don't know, they're listening to a good friend of mine, Joey. His brother was brain injured at a very early, not very early, but in his early 20s, was brain injured, and was having and has like a lot of uncontrollable things about him. Like if we have him on here, there's no telling what he'll say, which is fine. But because of those uncontrollable urges, not to do anything weird, but just, he can't help what he says. He started being interested in serial killers. So he started reaching out to them and actually became like the serial killer whisperer and helped the FBI like find bodies. I mean, it was crazy. So he lives here in town. We'll have him on because I know I can always get him on. That'd be good. Last one, the book kind of finishes up talking about parenting a little bit, which I think is a good thing. If you have kids, great. If you don't, if you're going to have them someday, this is probably for you as well, which is talks about if you want to parent your kids to raise grit, how do you do that? We've talked about having sports and stuff with manufactured adversity, which the book absolutely supports that. And it supports it in writing as it says it. But it says, ultimately what parents do is more consequential than what they say. Parents who pursue their own passions will encourage their children to do the same. Like I can't imagine your kids, Connell, growing up not chasing,
well, just maybe
not chasing rainbows and whatever else. No. But I mean, all over the world chasing rainbows because they've seen you do it.
But
maybe not the little one because she barely knows who you are because you're gone so much.
I mean,
shots fired.
Shots fired.
No.
She couldn't give a shit if I was there anyway.
Yeah, she knows, right?
I'm there either she's mean.
No, she just cares about me. I need to go see John. That's what she said. Anyway.
Yeah, no, but that is part of the reason I'm trying to set examples and do these things. You see what's out there because I didn't really know what the world even looked like. Right until I got out on my own and figured it out. And you go, hey, you can go become a pilot? What do you mean you can go be a pilot?
Yeah, you can just fly planes if you want to.
Fly planes? Like, yeah, here you go. Here are the keys to some airplanes. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Who thought this was a good idea?
Speaking of which, I never asked you. Did you lose your money on your airplane club?
No, they're still operating. They're just running from the hangar. They're just running off
moved
the
to different
tarmac
place.
now.
Okay.
No, they kicked them out.
Okay.
Of the clubhouse.
Okay.
So what we're doing is the books, the planes have all the books in them. They put key locks out for all the keys. So now I just reserve online, go enter the code for the airplane and take a key out and fly.
Got it.
I could literally go steal an airplane if shit goes down. So
got it. I love that. No.
Let's go somewhere.
No, that's part of my that's part of my disaster. That's it. Part of my getting out.
Yep.
I think parenting's huge. I mean, parenting in all aspect, you are creating the next generation.
Manufacturing adversity. So I'm not trying to parenting differences and understanding it. I still need to figure out what to do in terms of parenting differences because I believe that life should be a little bit more difficult than the mother of my oldest believes it should be.
Okay.
Because
I get it. It
is one of those things where you go, you don't want to be too hard on them. Well, you don't want to, what did Daniel Tosh say?
What's that?
You want to be hard on them enough that you get the Thriller album, but not so much.
Not so much. Exactly. Yeah, moving on from there.
But you got to find a balance.
You got to find a line. No. But we talked about manufactured adversity, and this was so cool because this actually has stats, which I loved.
Oh, nice.
Now, again, they're stats out of a book, so I'm assuming they were fact checked by some sort of a publisher at some point. We do that, but it says that studies that show that children that participate in extracurricular activities do better in school, have a higher self-esteem than those who do not, especially in cases where children participate in extracurricular activities for more than 1 year. So there's a Columbia University study done in 1988 that showed this. Students that took part in an extracurricular activity sponsored by the school for 2 years were 97% more likely to go to college.
Yep.
They were 179% more likely to complete college, and they were 31% more likely to vote in national elections 8 years later after leaving high school. Extracurricular activities then were correlated both with higher academic achievement and greater civic and social participation.
And for young ladies, lowest
pregnancy.
incidence of teen pregnancy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, guys, if you don't have your kids in something, ladies too, you get them in something. That, you know, we tell our kids all the time, I don't care what you do, but you got to do something.
I have strong opinions. I think it should be physically difficult.
Yeah.
I think there should be some, you get banged around a little bit, you know.
That's why I love the lacrosse.
Your boy's taking a hit when he goes up, but now he realizes when life hits him a little bit, he can get through it.
Yeah, it ain't going to hurt him.
And
No, that's
there's
the
always
stick.
BS in it, politics and sports. Like, you learn to deal with. Like, I was a quarterback.
Yeah, you're getting hit.
Forever.
Before they changed the
14
rules,
years.
quarterback.
Yeah. And but
The
then
CTE days.
Yeah, like I was a quarterback. I was really good at like 10th grade. I had colleges wanting me. 11th grade or end of 10th grade, coach just came in and was like, "Oh, you're too mean and too fast to be a quarterback. We're putting you at safety." I'm like, "Wait, what? I've never played anything but quarterback." Found out his kids moving in. Bam, like you dealt with
Quick
politics.
feet. Put you over here, quick feet.
Head under.
But you deal with politics, you got to learn just, all right, what am I going to do?
Roll with the punches.
Grow and grind.
Roll with the punches. Well, the last thing about this, man, I'll leave you with if you're trying to learn how to get some grit is this, which is gritty cultures or communities can create gritty individuals.
Look at Khabib's. Look at those Dagestanis.
Khabib, yeah, dude. If you're
They
from the
play
stand,
full contact basketball. They wrestle with bears as children. It's no wonder they're UFC champions.
Did you see the meme of the dude working out doing push-ups on the tree and the bears just jumping up and down? It's like, I don't know what's going on or where this gym
I'm
is.
supposed to go fight that guy?
No, you can't fight that guy. There's
Let me guess. He's a little grittier now.
Yeah, there's no fighting that guy. But here's the idea. You know, when a team or business has a culture of grit, the people in the culture learn to demonstrate determination and persistence. This leads to both personal and community improvement and success. So here's the key, kids. Here's the key, folks, which is if you feel like you don't have enough perseverance, enough grit around, who you're hanging around with may be part of the problem. You know, I mean, like, I don't remember which guy it was. Like, you know, you show me 4 dipshits you hang out with, and I'll show you the fifth. I'll show you the fifth. If you're not happy with where your life is, and you don't, you know, again, perseverance has everything to do with where you are in life.
Make a decision to actually improve the people you're around.
Make a decision to improve the people that you're around. But keep in mind, you're going to have to change you to do that, because if you walk into a bunch of people that have a high level of grit and a high level of persistence and a high level of success, and you walk in and start talking about how shit's too hard or you don't feel like it or you're going to take a day out, man, they're going to shun your ass. Because high functioning people, I'm telling you, it's like it's repellent to them, people that function this way. It really is absolute repellent. Well, that's all we got for today, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I felt like it was a better show today. We gave Colt a psychological quiz.
3.4.
Turns out he's
Talks
out of
politics.
Turns out he and Kanye are geniuses.
Genius.
Have you watched that documentary?
Yeah, I started it.
No, it's amazing.
But more importantly, can we talk about some grit,
Let's
which
talk about that.
was before we sign off, Pete Davidson taking a beating for 6 months and was finally like, and today's the day. I'm done.
I choose violence.
I choose violence. Yes. Where are you at right now?
I'm in bed with
your
your
wife. Oof. Good for you, Pete Davidson. And then the nerve of Kanye to be like,
come to my church.
I'm victimized. Yeah. Okay. Stop it, dude.
Amazing.
You know what?
Good for him. I just became a fan of Pete Davidson.
Love it. Yeah, I love it just for that.
Like I just thought
Watch
it was
the
just
documentary of Kanye. His grittiness, his grind. I'll give him that.
Dude, that guy's a nutbag. Anyway, all right. Well, let's wrap it up. Remember, if you liked what we do, tell a friend. If you hated what we do, tell two, because it doesn't matter if they're talking good or bad. What's the matter, Counselor?
As long as they're talking about
As long as they're talking about you. See you next time, guys.
You guys don't like the cheese stick.
Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links that things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.